Good morning, students. Today's session is for BBA second year. As usual, we will start this session with the discussion of our last class. In my last class, I discussed various objectives of production management. Broadly, there are two objectives of production management. First one is the primary objective and secondary objective. So, under primary category, there are various objectives of production management, and also in secondary category, there are various objectives of production management. Let me tell all the things in a brief manner. So, first is the primary objective. Primary means what? Primary is the basic objectives and main objectives of production management. So, under primary category, there are four objectives of production management, means there are four main objectives of production management. First one is the quality. Production management's main intention is to improve the quality of the product, because nowadays every customer wants a qualitative goods at lesser cost, and there is a concept of high gradation of product, means the organization has to produce high grade product, because every customer wants high grade product at less cost, and some customer also wants to pay high price for a qualitative goods, for a superior goods, means nowadays every customer wants a qualitative goods at lesser cost, and they want a superior goods rather than inferior goods. So improving the quality of the product is main objective of the production management, and they have to improve their product on a regular, on a continuous basis. So these things, and the quality is the only aspect which gives the organization more success, which helps the organization to survive in the market. So improving the quality is the main intention of the production department or production management. Next, basic objective of production management is to estimate the right quantity for production, means the production manager has to identify, has to accurately forecast how much quantity they should have to be produced. If there is a overproduction and if there is a underproduction, both create a problem for the organization. If there is a overproduction, then unnecessarily farm storage cost increases, means if there is overproduction, then farm is unable to sell it to the market and send it to the market, so they have to keep this stock into their storehouses. So for that reason, unnecessarily they have to incur various costs. So if there is overproduction, then also a problem, means if there is overproduction, unnecessarily farm storage cost increases, and if there is um, underproduction, then also it create a problem. If there is underproduction, farm is unable to meet the demand of the customer. So for that reason, certain cost will incur also. In what way various cost incurs? If the organization wants to retain the customer, wants to provide product to the customers, they have to procure the raw material wherever it is available, at what cost it is available, they have to procure the raw materials. So unnecessarily farms certain cost incurs, certain cost also increases, and this cost is also known as shortage cost. So if there is a overproduction, if there is a underproduction, then also it create a problem. So farm has to produce the goods according to the demand of the customer. So it is the responsibility, it is the main intention of production department or production manager. Identify they has to identify the exact demand and accurate amount of production, so that there is neither be overproduction nor be underproduction, so that they can able to send all the goods to the market, so they can able to sell all the goods to the market, so at a time, and they can able to invest their money also at any way. So estimating exact quantity of the production is also a main intention of production department. Next basic objective of production management is the cost. Cost and price conscious, means the production manager has to identify a particular cost, a standard cost, means before producing the goods, the production manager has to identify or establish a standard cost. Accordingly, the workers of the production department has to produce the goods. And if there is a variation between the standard cost and the actual cost, this should be a minimum one. Means the organization has to produce the goods at a standard cost only, so that they can able to generate more and more profits. So cost conscious, maintaining quality, and producing exact quantity is the main objective of the production department. Last basic objective of production department is time oriented. Means the production manager has to identify at what time the product's demand is at high level, product's demand is at peak level. So after identifying the particular time, they has to make various plans for producing the goods before the time will come. So they have to identify the exact time, the appropriate time for producing the goods, for selling the goods, because at a particular time the product has much demand, but after some times the product has no demand in the market. So the production manager has to identify at what time the products demand at high level, at peak level, and they have to make various plans related to producing the goods before the time arises. And when the time will come, they send all the goods to the market. So they have to identify the appropriate time for production also. These are the basic primary objectives of production department and production manager also. And next one is the secondary objective. In secondary category, there are also 4 objectives of production department. So secondary objective means what? Secondary objective is nothing. It helps the organization to achieve its primary objective. Secondary objective helps the organization to achieve its primary objective in a smooth and efficient manner. So there are 4 secondary objectives of production department or production management. First one is the human resource. Managing human resource is the main intention, is the intention of production department. What is the relation between the human resource, managing the human resource, and achieving its primary objective? Man or human resource, human are the only resource who helps the organization to achieve its objective, to achieve its primary objective. How? If the organization having sufficient amount of raw material, if they have adequate amount of resources, and if they have latest technology, if they have better method for performing the job, if they don't have the qualitative human resource, if they don't have skilled human resource, then it is not possible for the organization or for the production department to produce good qualitative goods at less cost and without any wastage or at less time. So organization or production department has to manage its human resource, and production department has to procure the right quality, right skilled employees, so that they can able to achieve its primary objective. Means they can able to achieve the quality of the product, and they can able to produce the goods without wastage, at less cost and at less time. So managing the human resource is also an objective of production management. Next secondary objective of production management is maintenance of machines, or managing the machines. Production department has to manage machines. They has to install various machines that respond to the latest technologies. If they have sufficient raw material, qualitative human resource, better method for performing the job, if they don't have the machines which respond to the latest technology, then it is not possible for them to achieve the qualitative product, means achieve the primary objectives like producing the qualitative goods, the required quantity at less cost, at less time. So establishment of the latest machines and the machines which respond to the latest technology, they have to install. So these objectives can help the organization to achieve its primary objective. Next, secondary objective of production management is to manage its material, is to manage its material. They has to focus on managing the material aspects of the organization. What is the importance of managing materials here? Managing material is the important thing. If we control this aspect, then only it is possible for achieving its objective. How? If the organization procure right quality material at right cost, so it is possible for the organization to produce qualitative goods and required quantity at lesser cost and at lesser time. If the organization is able to procure the materials at less cost, then only it is possible for the organization to produce the goods at lesser cost, because the material cost comprises a major part, means material cost involves a major part of the total cost. So total cost major part is of our material cost. If we control the material aspect, material cost, then only it is possible for us to manage our total cost of production of the organization. So managing material is a very important aspect of the production department. Production management means the production management has to focus how the organization procure right qualitative material at right supplier at right cost, so that the basic and primary objective of the organization can be achieved. The last secondary objective of production management is maintenance of technique, is management of techniques. Means that production department has to manage various techniques. They has to install latest technologies. They has to update with the latest technologies. No doubt, initially the establishment cost of techniques or technologies arises a huge cost for the organization, but after some time, but on long run basis, it provides various benefits to the organization. If they install the latest technology, if they run with the latest technologies, then only it is possible for the organization to achieve its basic objectives like producing qualitative goods at required quantity at lesser cost and within the limited time, within a stipulated time. So these are the basic secondary objective of the production management, which helps the organization to achieve its primary objective. And this is all about our last class. Today we will discuss a new topic of production management, that is product design. So before starting product design, we have to understand these two words. We have to understand what is a product, what is a design. After that, we can get a clear meaning about what is product design. So what is product? Initially, I told you that what is the meaning of product. Product is nothing. It is an output, or it is an finished goods that can be obtained by processing various inputs like materials and labors. Means by processing, by converting some raw materials, means some inputs like raw materials and labors, whatever the finished goods, whatever the things we got, that is known as the product. And product is generally tangible things. So product is nothing. It is an output obtained by transforming various inputs like material and labor. Means when we process, when we convert some inputs like raw material and labor, whatever the output we got, that is known as our product. Next comes to your design. Design means what? In our day-to-day life, we sometimes says that we make various designs related to a particular thing. So here design means what? Design means a plan, a drawing related to a particular things that shows how the things looks like and what the things will do, what the thing has to perform. Means a design, we can say that it is a plan or drawing related to a particular thing, and that shows the look and functions of a particular thing. So we get the meaning of product and design, and after combining these things, we can able to get a clear meaning about product design. So what is the meaning of product design? In simple, we can say that what is the meaning of product design? Here design refers to what? Here design refers to drawing or a plan related to a particular product. Means product design shows how the product looks like and what the functions product has to perform and how it is performed. Means in simple language we can say that product design means it is a plan, it is a drawing related to a particular product, and that shows how the product looks like and what the functions the product has to perform, and how it is performed. This is the simple meaning of product design. In detail, if we want to say what is the meaning of product design, product design refers to arrangement of different elements or different parts of a product. Means while designing a product, the product designer has to identify different parts of a product. After that, he has to specify what the parts has to perform and how it has to be performed, and its specification the designer has to specify. After that, he makes various designs, he makes various plans related to arranging all the things related to arrangement, assembling of different parts, so that finally a finished goods, a final product can be identified. And by referring these things, the production department or the employees of the production department started producing the goods. So what is the meaning of product design? Product design refers to the arrangement of different elements that collectively form a goods or product. Means in while designing the product, the designer has to identify different parts of the product and has to specify different parts of the product, and he has to make various plans, various drawings related to assembling, related to arranging different parts of the product, so that finally a finished goods, the final product can be produced. So while designing the product, the designer not only consider only one aspect of the product. Means he has to consider the form part of the product and functioning part of the product. Means while designing the product, he has to consider how the product, he has to make various designs related to how the product looks like. Means he has to design the shape, size and appearance of the product. Means directly we can say he has to design the look of the product, and he has to design various functioning part of the products also. Means he has to identify, he has to design how the what the product will perform, what the parts of the product will perform, and how it has to perform. He has to make various decisions, he has to make various designs related to that. Take the example of TV manufacturing. So while designing a particular drawing related to a TV, the designer has to consider the picture quality and the picture tube quality and the sound quality also. So they has to identify that which parts of the product, which parts helps to provide a good quality pictures and a good sound. Means we can say that while designing a product, the designer has to design both parts of the product, that is the form design and function design. He has to design both the things. Means first one is the functional design and form design. What is functional design? In functional design, the designer has to determine how the product will perform, what the product will perform, and how it will perform. He has to decide, he has to determine. In case of functional design, the designer has to determine what the product will perform and how the product will perform. So in case of designing the TV, he has to determine what part is required for producing or providing a good picture tubes and a good sound to the customers. So next, he has to consider the form design. He has to consider the form design. Means after designing the functional part of a product, he has to identify how the product looks like. Means he has to design the shape and appearance of the product. So product design is a very important part of the production department or production management. Um, Designing a product and getting them into the market is a difficult task, is a challenging task for a manufacturer, because the success or survival position of a company depends upon the product design. Take the example of computer chip manufacturers. So computer chip manufacturers always require to um, manufacture powerful IC chips to the powerful IC chips for the customers. Next, the food manufacturer also required to produce good qualitative products, means also required to produce a produce or introduce a new test sensation to the product, and they have to produce and they have to introduce a varieties of flavor in the food also. So designing a product and getting them into the market is a challenging task for the organizations. Means the organization or the production department has to design its product according to the requirement of the customers. Day by day, the customer's requirement is changed. Day by day, customer require high qualitative products and different design products. So according to the requirement of the customer, the organization or the production department has to produce the goods. So successability and survivability of profitability of the company depends upon the cost of the product, design of the product, and the quality of the product. But design is the very important aspects of successing a business, surviving a business. So there is a direct link between the designing of a product and success of the organization. If the design is according to the customer's requirement, then only it is possible for the organization to success in the market, to survive in the market, and the organization is able to capture more number of customers. Design must be according to the requirement of the customers. Take the example of mobile sector. Nowadays, every customer wants lightweight mobile phones, and they want wide screens. They want extra quality features. So, accordingly, by considering the requirements of the customer, if we produce the goods, then only it is possible for the organization to survive, to grow, and to prosper. So the product design must be according to the requirement of the customers. So this is all about the concepts of product design. So product design means what? Product design means it is a drawing or plan related to a particular product, means that shows how the product looks like and what the functions the product has to perform. Next comes to your benefits of product design. What benefit the organization got out of designing a product? So first benefit the organization got is they can able to attract new customers. Means by designing a new product, they can able to attract more and more number of customers. If the product is according to the requirement of the customer, automatically new customers can be attracted towards the company. Next benefits of product design is retain current customer. Means if the company provide new design product, latest qualitative products, and the design according to the customer requirements, means if the food manufacturer introduced various products with good test sensation, then they can able to retain its current customer. They can able to maintain its current customers. Take the example of Haldiram. So when the Haldiram came into market, they first introduced a single flavored sweets. But after some time, it considered the view of the customers, and accordingly they introduced various flavored sweets. Like now they came with chocolate flavored sweet, orange flavored sweet, and kesar badam flavored sweet. So by designing the various products and by improving the quality of the product, organization can able to retain its current customer also. After next Next benefit of the product design is identify alternate design. Means if the production department gives more importance to designing aspect of the product, means they want to improve the design of the product, they want to make design of the product according to the requirement of the customer, then they can able to identify best alternative product design for their product. So identifying or selecting the alternate design helps the organization to give success. Last one is the reduce product limitation. Means if the production department identify the alternate designs, then they can able to reduce various limitations the product has. By adopting better technology, by adopting better designs of the product, they can able to reduce the limitations of product to the large extent. So this is all about the concepts, meaning and benefits of product design. Next comes to your stages of new product development. So stages of new product development, it is a very important topic. It is a very important topic, and in the stages of new product development, the organization or the production department has to do number of things. Has to, while developing a new product, they has to follow various stages, and they has to come across various stages. After performing or after going through different stages, it is possible for them to develop a new product. So these are the various stages of new product development. First one is the idea generation, next one is the idea screening, next one business analysis, the product development, test marketing, commercialization, review of market performance. These are the various stages of new product development. By performing one step by step, the organization, the production department is able to produce or develop a new product. Let me discuss the various stages of new product development one by one. So first stages of new product development is that idea generation. So in this stage, the organization or the production department has no idea related to a product which they are going to produce. Means they don't have any idea that which product they are going to produce. So in the idea generation stage, this is the first stage. In idea generation stage, they have to collect various ideas related to a particular product. Means which product they are going to produce or which product is suitable for them. They have to collect various ideas from various sources. There are generally two sources for generating ideas. First one is the internal sources, second one is the external sources. So internal sources, what is internal sources and what is external sources? Internal sources is from within the organizations. Means the production department or the organization has to contact with different persons of the organizations. Means they have to contact different employees of the organization about the product. Means which product is suitable for the organization. They have to discuss with the employees, they have to discuss with the top management, and the production department has to discuss with the research and development department, and salesperson's views also take into consideration. So from internal source, the organization is able to collect various ideas. So after that, organization can able to generate various ideas from external sources also. External means outside of the organizations. By conducting various surveys, organization can able to generate various ideas related to products. Means organization have to contact with the customers, and by contacting the customers, they can able to identify which product they want, which product having more demand in the markets. After that, they have to analyze the competitors product also, which product the competitors is going to produce, and by contacting or discussing with the suppliers of the organization, retailers of the organization, they can able to generate various ideas. So in first stages, organization is able to generate various ideas related to which product they are going to produce. Means in first stages, organization generate number of ideas. Someone gives views for producing mobile phones. Someone gives views related to manufacturing food items. Someone gives views related to producing home appliances. So in case of idea generation stage, organization have number of ideas. Then next stages, then they go to the next stages of new product development. Next stages of new product development is idea screening. So in first stages, the organization able to identify, able to generate number of ideas. So in idea screening is the second stages of new product development. In second stages, organization has to shortlisted various valuable ideas. So for that reason, they appoint they have to prepare a committee. They have to prepare experts, a group of experts. They have to prepare a committee. In committee, they have to appoint a group of experts, and the responsibilities of the experts is to evaluate the various ideas generated in the first stage, and after that they has to identify, they has to scrutinize all the ideas in the second stage, and they have to identify which product is suitable for the organization, and which is the valuable ideas, which is the sound ideas for the organization. The committee has to be decided, committee has to be scrutinized in the second stages. And the scrutinization evaluation of various ideas can be done with the help of two methods. First one is the checklist method, and second one is the idea rating method. In checklist method, the committee what will do, the committee has to prepare various factors related to different product, and if the product satisfied with these factors, then they put a tick mark on that factor. So this is the checklist method. And next one is the idea rating method. Means which product idea get more rating, more weightage. So accordingly, they identify the valuable ideas, the good or sound ideas for production department. So in second stage, what the organization will do, in second stage, the committee evaluate various ideas, and by scrutinizing all the ideas, they able to avoid the unnecessary unsound ideas, and the ideas is not suitable for the organization, they remove these things. So idea screening is a very important stages of the organization. In first stages, organization get number of ideas. In second stages, organization able to identify some alternatives, some valuable and worthy ideas. Next stages, the organization of production department has to follow up on new product development is business analysis. This is the vital, very important stages of new product development. In idea screening stage, means in second stage, organization no doubt able to identify some alternatives which is suitable for the organization to produce, but organization has to identify one product, one alternative for producing. So this can be identified with the help of business analysis. With the in the third stage, the organization can able to identify which product, which alternative is suitable for them. So for identifying which product is suitable for them, they has to conduct various study. They has to conduct various feasibility study of various products. Means they have to assess the technological viability and economical viability of the product. Means they have to analyze various technical viability and economic viability of a particular product, so that they can able to get idea which product is suitable for them, and which product is suitable for producing by using available technology and available technology, and they can able to identify which product can be produced at less cost and which product can give them more benefit. They can able to identify in business analysis. In this stage they has to perform, they has to conduct various studies by performing three things: by performing demand analysis, by calculating, conducting cost analysis, profit analysis. They can also able to get various ideas related to acceptance, related to adoption of a particular product or choosing of a particular product for production. In case of demand analysis, they can able to identify which alternative having highest demand. In case of cost analysis, they can able to identify which product can be produced at lesser cost and which product can be produced at less cost and provide maximum benefits. And in profit analysis, they can able to identify which product can able to which product can give them more success and able to generate more amount of profit. So in business analysis stage, they can able to identify which product gives more success to them, which product having highest demand, and which product can be produced at lesser cost, and which product can be produced by using the available technology of the organization. So in business analysis stage, they can able to identify or choose a good ideas or good product for producing. So after performing the third stage, the organization got an idea related to the product which they are going to produce. Next stage they have to cover is product development stage. Means now the organization got an idea related to the product which they are going to produce. So after that they has to make necessary arrangement for producing that product. Means the finance department has to, every department has to work for producing the goods. Means the finance department has to collect, has to focus on acquiring acquiring the capitals from the market wherever it is available at lesser cost. And the finance department has to provide the capital to the purchasing department for purchasing the raw materials, qualitative raw materials for the production. And the purchase department has to focus on purchasing the raw materials with good quality at the required quantity. And the production department should be engaged in producing the goods decided in third stage. So in product development stage, the organization produce the goods. The organization has to produce the goods at lesser quantity, at less scale. At less scale they has to produce, because till now they don't get detailed idea, broad idea related to the success of a product. No doubt they conduct various survey, but reality in practically whether this product get success to the organization or not, they have no idea related to these things. So in product development stages, they have to produce the goods at a limited scales only. So this is in product development stage. What happens? The product will develop. Next comes to next stage of product development is test marketing. So after the product is developed, after the product is developed, the organization has to introduce the product in a very limited market, in a local market. Means in test marketing what happens? The organization has to introduce the product in the local market, so that they can able to get an idea about the acceptance of product by the customer, whether the customer accept that product or not. So through the test marketing, organization can able to get a clear idea about the acceptance of the product. So in product development stages, they produce the goods with limited quantity and a limited scale, and they have to introduce these product in a test marketing in a local market, so that they can able to get idea whether the product is accepted by the customer or not. If the product is according to the customer requirement, obviously the customer will accept the product. If the product is accepted by the customer, then company moves to next stages of new product development, that commercialization. Means in commercialization stage, the organization have to make various decisions related to organization has to make various decisions related to producing more number of goods. Means organization has to, or the production department has to engage in producing large amount of goods, and they has to send their goods to all over the country. If the product failed in test marketing, then they has to go again to the second stage, idea screening stage, business analysis stage, for identifying better alternatives. If the product got success, then they have to they have to produce more goods, and they have to introduce in the large market. Last one is the last stages of new product development is review of market performance. Means the production manager, the production department has to continuously monitor the performance of the product, whether that product is accepted by the customer or not, if the product is success, or if the product performance is done on a continuous manner, on a particular manner or not. The product department has to focus on this, and the production department has to review the market performance of that particular product only. So this is all about the stages of new product development, and this is all about today's class. Thank you.